Hello. How are you all on this magical manifestation Monday? You guys, I was doing some digging, and we'll get to manifestation shit in a minute. Oh, T, I just love you. Thank you. You guys, okay, I was doing some shit in my storage room tonight, and I found a photo album. And I'm not surprised it like caught my attention, even though like I've owned the photo album for years, obviously. Duh. And well, I shouldn't say photo album. I should say my big box of photos. Because I keep seeing those videos of like, but it's celebrities doing it. But like celebrities, they're in their video and they're like, Mom or Dad, what were you like in the 90s? And then they show all their pictures. Okay. Well, of course, don't I find mine? I haven't looked at these pictures in years because obviously the 90s was my young years. Yeah. Guys, some of these pictures, like I knew I had big hair back then. Okay. I know it. But in some of the photos, it was like a wall. Just a wall, a helmet. That's how big. All right, maybe I'm being a little exaggerated, but it was big. And of course, the group of pictures I found was like a year-ish after I'd cut all my hair off. And I have natural curly hair, so you can imagine the shorter you cut it, the bigger it goes, right? Anyway, I was going to show you, trying to find one where it's at its worst. Okay, here, why we took a picture of me in a bathroom. And it's me looking in the mirror to get the side view. I must have thought my side view was kicking ass. My hair that night. It's a fucking helmet. It's a helmet. This was in 1998. Oh my God. Look at that bouffant. Look at that. Oh my God. I thought I was styling too. Like I was so sexy. Oh God. And then I was in a car accident in 1998. That was my car. So then, of course, someone thought it would be a great idea to take a picture of me. I'm sitting next to my mom in the picture, but look at me. I was not a happy camper. I had the double black eyes and my cast. Oh, girl, yeah, the choker. I was the choker, girl. Okay. I was always styling with my chokers. Wait a minute. I thought I had a good one. I can't find it. Oh, man, there's this other one. I'm like, Jesus Christ, was I a bitch all the time? Was I a bitch with an attitude all the time? How about this one? Could I look any more... I don't want to put anybody's face on the internet that doesn't want to be there. So could I have looked any more miserable in this picture? Did I look like I wanted to be there? No, clearly. And no offense, if anybody recognizes that, no offense to the person's event, I was there, I was young. I was young and probably wanted to go out and not be there. There's this one. I don't even know who this dude is, why I was standing behind him and posing. But I was. Oh, they made me laugh. They made me laugh. I'm trying to see if I got any other funny ones. Okay, here's another one. And I know when this picture was taken, because it was me and my best friend taking a picture of each other. To anybody just joining, I promise we're gonna go to manifestations talk. We are. But just I have to share the laugh with somebody. When this picture was taken, me and my best friend were going out for a ladies' night, and we lived in central New York, and we would drive an hour from where I lived at the time all the way to Syracuse, so we could go out in Syracuse, because we thought going out in Syracuse was where the cool kids went out and partying, okay? Whatever. But we took these pictures. I took a picture of her, and she took a picture of me, because we thought we looked so sexy. We looked so hot. What I was doing with my hair, I don't know why I thought it was sexy, but it is in all, I explain it to me because I can't explain it. I mean, I love the old jacket. I miss that jacket. I got my choker on and I don't know if you can see at the bottom, I got my platform shoes on with my boot cut pants. But what was up with the hair? Why? Why, Kim? Anyways, I thought that would be funny to share with you guys. I'll put him away for now. But I've kind of wanted to do one of those videos like, Mom, what were you like in the 90s? Because obviously my son has asked me that question legitimately. I only have one child. He has asked me, and I've tried to, I've tried to show him, like, I went to Woodstock, right? So I got all sorts of pictures that we took at Woodstock, and I've tried to, like, give him a sense of what it was like growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s. What? Why with the hair? Why? Okay. Anyways, I'll stop. Yes, I love to reminisce as well. Yes, and the black eyeliner. Oh my God, yes. Okay, I was often in black with the heavy makeup because I just thought, oh my God, I'm so hot. Everyone's gonna love me. Oh Lord. Oh my God, I wish I could have gone to Woodstock, but I am 19 right now. Oh God, were you even born then? You weren't even born yet. Your parents were still thinking about you. Thinking about the idea of having you. It was a wonderful experience. I know that there are some people who have negative experiences at the Woodstock 99 I'm referring to. I had nothing but a good time, and I was there from the night before it started, which was on a Thursday, all the way to the end. And it was a blast the entire time for me, just saying. Fellow co-chair, I love your content. Well, thank you so much. That was very nice of you. That was very nice. Well, hello, fellow coach. Hello. Your skin is glowing. You're my new best friend. Thank you so much. You know what this is? It's like the tinge of embarrassment showing you all my photos. I'm just kidding. Oh my God. And why? All right, here's another one. I can't. Why did this picture need to be taken? What was the importance of that? Why? Can someone explain why would this picture be taken? And I think I was driving. So explain that one to me. I don't know. I loved the choker I was wearing. Thank you very much. But Jesus. Oh God, here's another one. I thought my hair looked so fucking great. My hair was almost the full size of the width of my shoulders. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. Oh, I have to bring the whole box down here and really dig. There's only one that I pulled out and I'm like, I miss this one. I wouldn't care if I wouldn't mind looking like this one again. But I better cover out my nephew. I was holding my little nephew. I wouldn't mind that hair again. Let me just say the length of it and the thickness of it. I wouldn't mind that. But anyway, all right, I promise I'm done. I won't pull any more out. I'm dropping them all over the place. Okay. Oh, how much hairspray in that? You have no idea. Like, I would have gallons to refill my bottles. I was a Paul Mitchell girl. Okay? Freeze and shine. Paul Mitchell. And I would literally buy the gallon of it to refill the normal size so that I'm never without. And I would spray the shit out of it and then hold the blow dryer on it to freeze it into place. Oh, God. Well, hello to you from France. Paul Mitchell Freeze and Shine was my favorite. Was mine too, because God forbid you get caught in the rain, your hair would smell good. It would have that appley smell to it. And it did work. I don't know. I feel like the formula, I'm not going to start saying bad things about Paul Mitchell. I'm just saying I feel like the formula changed because I don't think it smells as good as it did back in the 90s. Abu Dhabi. Did I say that right? Abu Dhabi. Where is that? That sounds like near in India. God, I'm sorry. My geography, not that great. But I'm glad you're here. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in a minute. I missed you. Well, I'm glad you're here, Talinga. Lost my job, applied for one, but don't want to work there. But same time, I'm scared of job market. All right, so you applied for a job that you don't want. Do you want the job you lost back? Because if you do, don't be giving up on that. United something Emirates, right? Oh my God, I'm on the internet looking so dumb. I told you I'm not that great at geography. I forget a lot. And then I mix countries and cities. I mix that up. I passed it, graduated high school and college. But I was memorize what I have to pass this test and then boop, out of my mind forever. United Arab Emirates. I was close. I was so close. I just couldn't remember the A. Same girl, same. You can relate. I want the job I left back and it's hard. Okay, then it is not done. It is not over. It doesn't have to be. Yes, you're living an uncomfortable moment. Yes, right? That was not a fun experience. Losing your job is very scary when you feel like you're stuck in a 3D world without options. But you're not. You're not stuck. And you have lots of options. Right? Alternative space, aka the infinite possibilities. The you working at the lost job still exists. Still exists. Don't try to figure out how you're going to get it back. Don't try to figure out, oh my God, what do I have to do? What action do I have to take? Don't even go there. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? That's what you focus on. Because you're already all there is. I feel like saying you are source, I am who. I think that those phrases are now becoming a part of the bucket of old, cliche, used up words, even though I am that I am is a very important phrase. Let me just word it like that. Very important. It's not just a phrase, right? But I think it gets so overused that we become numb to it and what it really, really means. So let me say who you really are is unconditioned consciousness. We could say Christ consciousness. That's who you really are. You're not just the you who you think is experiencing the loss of your job. Think of that as, no, that's just one aspect of you out of infinite. So you're not stuck. This doesn't have to be over. Who do you want to be? Bring your focus back to that. And listen, bringing your focus back to that does not mean that you can't have your feelings and emotions, right? You're in an uncomfortable moment. It's okay to not be happy about that. It's okay. But don't let it mean that now you're jobless. Now you're stuck. Now life is over. No. Somehow, some way, it will work out. Because everything always does. Might not look like it as you're living it. And that's okay. Right? That's irrelevant. We're never going to logically figure out, right? We're never going to logically look at this and think, why did this happen? Why did this have to happen? What did I do to make this happen? Fuck that. All right? Fuck that. Who do you want to be? What do you want your life to look like? Well, what if I told you that you wouldn't even be able to answer those questions if it didn't already exist? An alternative space is not some faraway land that you're nowhere near. It's all around you, all the time. And as you know yourself to be who you want to be, think of it as that is you making what you want from variant space or alternative space become clearer and clearer and clearer, or you could say closer and closer and closer to you. So you're making the invisible visible, but it's already there. You're not, I have said before, I don't think we should call ourselves creators per se. I don't think we should look at this like we're creating, only because that makes or can make you feel like it doesn't already exist and you're separate from it. No, you're just lighting something up. You're making the invisible visible with your light of consciousness, or we could say the light of awareness. You see what I mean? So nothing's over. Life is not ruined. It's not terrible. Who do you want to be? Shine your light there. You watch as things seemingly rearrange themselves to bring you exactly what you want. That's what's happening all the time, even when you don't feel like it. Can I reverse a job rejection? There is, yes, let me just say like that. I was about to say, you can do whatever you want. Whatever you want. There's nothing off limits. We've been conditioned to believe we have limits. We don't. How do I change the story that my SP isn't ready for marriage? We are, I'm assuming that means very happy and live together. Okay. Why don't you look at it like I'm not changing anything. I don't have to change the story. I'm just choosing what I prefer. I'm just choosing it. I don't have to change him, make him change, fight and wrestle with reality to make it so we get married. How about, no, I'm selecting to be married to him. I'm selecting the version of myself that is happily married to him. That is who I am. So without having to lift a finger, I'm selecting that version of him who clearly wouldn't mind being married to you. The big stuff have already happened when you look at it that way. The hurdles have already happened. You're already living together. So you already know he likes being around you, right? Now we're just talking about a simple piece of paper. So again, don't look at it like I have to change this about him. No, I'm just selecting. I'm selecting who I want to be. I want to be a married woman. So therefore, that is who I am. When I feel, all right, this is just my opinion. When you look at specific person manifestation as something I have to fix, a person that I have to fix, I have to change their mind, that already feels like heavy resistance, a problem I have to solve, a problem I have to figure out. Feels like work. Does that feel good? It definitely wouldn't feel good to me. What does feel good is I can choose anything I want from the infinite possibilities. Anything. And just me thinking about it is the evidence that it's actually already there. So all I have to do is make a damn decision that that's who I am and there's nothing else for me to do. Just keep deciding that is who I am. I am that I am. No work. No fighting, wrestling with, figuring things out, forcing something to happen. I just choose. And you just keep choosing. And you stop judging 3D reality. Stop making the assumption. He could tell you 5 minutes from now that he never, ever wants to get married and it wouldn't fucking matter. But don't let that matter. Don't let that mean like, oh my God, this isn't going to work. He still doesn't want to get married. No. Who are you selecting? What version of yourself are you selecting? What version of him are you selecting? You've already made your decision. His words in that moment, irrelevant, because they are irrelevant. You're not convincing him of anything. You're convincing yourself. Do you see what I mean? Now, I know maybe your ego probably just said, well, I already am convinced. I know I want that. So what is she talking about? I'm convincing myself. You're convincing yourself that you are the you that will be married to him. All specific person manifestations, truthfully, have nothing to do with your specific person outside of the fact of what you believe inherently about them. But all of that can be changed with who you believe you are. Because who you believe you are is relevant to everything in your life. So, you're going to hear my dog snoring. She's going to town behind me, if you can see her. Think of it as, like when you jumped on this live stream, you were probably in conviction that he is the version of himself who is taken forever to do something about the married shit. That was most believable to you. So therefore, you were telling yourself, that is who I am. That's the paradox of manifestation. Pooh, you're making sounds that are people are gonna start think they're coming from me. I'm sorry, did I wake you up? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Okay. Do you see what I mean? The paradox is to be in conviction, and I'm saying that loosely, in conviction that you are who you want to be. There's the paradox. See what I mean? What's up, Bad Kitty? How are you tonight? Do these lives go on YouTube? Yes. I need to move out of my parents' house. Okay. Where do you want to live? Do you have an idea of where you'd like to be? That's who you start deciding. That's who you are. Get it? You got your husband to stop vaping? Did I just read that? Or am I just pulling that out of my ass? I thought I just saw that. Oh, I'm manifesting my husband to stop vaping. Well, then I think you know what to do. Don't lose your shit if he starts vaping right next to you in like 5 minutes from now. Don't assume this isn't working. Don't give it that meaning. Try not to. Hey, Kim, how do some people manifest overnight? Their identity. Their identity. And let me give you a better explanation. So when you say they manifested overnight, I'm making the assumption that your question is asking me from the standpoint of their full-blown, whatever they were manifesting, fully showed up in reality, in the physical. Their identity changed. However, the moment you decide that you are who you want to be, reality really has changed instantly. If you believe you are who you say you are, there's what I would say the fuckery of manifestation. Because I've heard all sorts of people say, I've been believing, I've been deciding, I've been saying that I am this version of myself, and it's not here yet. That's the fuckery. Because you can be saying it, but if you're still able at the very same time to look at reality and say, it's not here yet, it hasn't worked, it's not working, who are you in that moment? Who are you? Because you're not the you that believes you have it. You're the you that believes you don't. Or we could take the word believe out of there and put the word in conviction of. The couple of words. In conviction of. So when it seems like things kind of change overnight, and we do hear that all the time. Or if it wasn't overnight, it's like within a few days after that person who's manifesting just shifted. They just seemingly got into, I'm going to say the state or the version of themselves, where they stopped questioning reality. And they just, for whatever reason, they just knew that everything was going to work out. Like they were done worrying about time. And it seems like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Reality just starts changing. And like I said, maybe within a few days. It had everything to do with their identity. It's always going to come back down to the identity. Which, when you feel like you're the person who has been saying that you are the self you want to be, and then reality doesn't look any different, I know that can be very frustrating. But like I said, in the moment that you're questioning, ask yourself, why are you questioning then? If you really know you are that self, why are you questioning? Why are you asking where it is? You just wouldn't. You just wouldn't. And that is the fuckery, because I know it feels frustrating. Because I've had my own moments, obviously. That's what got me to start my channels on the different platforms, was my own experience of being frustrated when it seemed like reality was not lining up to what I thought I was doing right. And through my experience, it did. Each thing that I manifested did come down to, who was I? Who was I? Because you can be aware that full manifestation, we'll just keep using like a specific person example. You can be very aware that your specific person hasn't contacted you. Maybe you guys are in no contact. You can be aware of that. You can know that and still know who you are. As in the self that has the desire or will have the desire. And you can still be the person that's not worrying about the no contact, is not assuming that, I don't know, I'm going to say like it's going to take forever. Like two truths can be the same at the same time. Did I say that right? I might have said that wrong. But do you get what I mean? But was there a special thing that person did because it showed up overnight? No. Nope. That is why when you see videos talking about do this affirmation, do this technique, and manifest overnight, I would say they're giving you a half truth. Yes, a state shift is immediate. That state shift is immediate. How that appears in 3D might not always be what you logically expect it to be. So that's where people get frustrated. Well, it said that I was going to manifest overnight. If my state shift is immediate, well, nothing's different in reality. So outside of the fact that, well, you wouldn't be asking that question, number one. But number two, because no one ever said that it was going to appear in reality exactly the way you expect it to. Or I should say unfold. What experiences you have before it unfolds. And that is because it's not linear. It's not a linear experience. Nothing about it is. And the only reason why it might appear being linear is when you're looking backwards, right? Into that 20/20 hindsight. That's when you see the line or how the dots connect. When you're looking back, not while you're living it. I miss talking to you. It's so good to finally catch you live. Well, that was so nice, Ronnie. I'm glad you're here. Manifested an old SP, but he just talks about something physical. I don't like that, and it triggers me. I wouldn't like that either. So is that your desire? Is that your manifestation? to have an old SP come back and talk about only physical shit? Clearly, right, that answer is no. No. So it's irrelevant unless you make it relevant. See, I would look at it as, okay, that's not the order I placed, so that's not my manifestation. The part where it's triggering you, who are you? Why is it triggering you? What is the meaning behind it? And again, like I just told you, I wouldn't like that either. To be honest, that's a turnoff to me. Okay? And that's because I made the mental decision that that's a boundary to me. Right? Someone trying to have a connection, a romantic connection, if they start that conversation being a hog, and that's how I look at it, being a hog and disrespectful is an automatic, then you do not warrant any of my time. You do not get text backs or callbacks. There will be no interaction for me if you act like a fucking pig. Right? But I don't get triggered. It's just that's a boundary. I don't make it mean, oh my God, that I haven't changed. If this is showing up in my reality, I haven't changed. No. Reality, or we could say the mirror or the reflection, reality is the reflection of consciousness. And I think we hear that, we get so, I'm going to say like narrow-minded, that we immediately think, well, it's a reflection of me, so it must mean I believe this about myself. Well, all right, then are you going to take the responsibility for every bad thing that happens in life? Because there's all sorts of ups and downs, negatives and positives in reality. It's a reflection of your consciousness, but your consciousness is the totality of the infinite. So when you're triggered by it, yes, there might still be something you're identifying with. That's why I explained, like, there's a difference. I don't get triggered by it. I just know, oh, okay, then this person does not get my attention. I'm not going to keep interacting with someone who crosses a boundary. You cross a boundary, boop, I'm out. I don't make it mean, oh my God, I still have that shitty belief. Right? Really think about it like if you go shopping and you're out looking for a new pair of pants and you don't like the color orange, and in the store, all they have is orange or yellow pants. Would you be upset by that? Or would you just know, okay, these aren't the colors I want, so I'm not going to give them my time or my money. I'm not going to pick up these pants and go try them on and go pay for them. I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm not going to interact with it because they're not what I want. It's not my desire. See what I mean? Don't make it mean that you're still in an old identity. Don't give it that meaning. When I consciously select things, when I consciously select, things fall apart. But when I'm indifferent, it's smooth. How come? Because you probably, just by the way you worded that, you have that belief. You expect that now. And all it took was that to happen to you one time, right? It upset you enough one time that the fear, I don't know, connected to you. The fear became a part of your identity. Things don't fall apart because you're consciously choosing to be a version of yourself. They don't fall apart. If it's a version of you that you've been nowhere near before, let's say it's a whole new you, a whole new identity, might you notice reality changing? You might. But we wouldn't have to go so far as to say it's falling apart. And I just want you to know, I'm not picking on you. I have definitely had experiences where it felt like my world was falling apart around me. I understand that. So I'm not trying to invalidate you. I'm trying to say, but do you see, we don't have to give it that meaning it's falling apart. What if you're just really collapsing reality? What if it's just that? And what you thought of as it's falling apart is reality rearranging itself. What if it's just that? But you were so panicked by what happened, you gave it a deeper meaning and it made you afraid. So then from that point on, you've probably been very cautious and you probably have felt more safe being indifferent, but it's not the indifference that made the difference. Although I'm not going to lie, Neville Goddard talked about, like, I forgot the exact quote, but he talked about indifference. And, some people do notice that the less they give a shit about what they're manifesting, the easier it seems, or the quicker it seems it comes in. Now, when I first found manifestation, I didn't like hearing that. That triggered me because my attitude was, I want what I want because I fucking want it. So what do you mean I gotta become indifferent about what I want? Well, then what the fuck's the point of any of this? I want what I want because I want it, not because I want to make myself not want it. That never made sense to me. So my way around that was, I'm not going to try to make myself pretend that I don't want the thing I want. I'm just going to stop telling myself that everything that happens in my reality is working against me. I'm going to stop giving it that meaning. I'm going to try my best to give everything the meaning that somehow, some way it's working out for me. Somehow this shitty circumstance is to my benefit. I just don't see it logically yet. But just because I can't make logical sense of something doesn't mean it's not working for me. And, and the more you evolve, the more you see most manifestations do not come in the way we expect them to. So for all the times that we're letting ourselves get upset because it looks like things are going in the wrong direction, most of the time we're dead ass wrong in that moment. We're just not seeing the whole picture. We only see such a small fraction of reality, right? So no, I don't want anyone to feel like they have to become indifferent, especially if you have a personality like me. Might not feel that easy to become indifferent. I do agree with you that, yeah, my experience, obviously I've been doing this for about a decade. Not my channels, a decade, but in manifestation. I have come to find that, yeah, the shit I care the least about is the stuff that comes in like that, because I don't give a shit. So again, we can agree on that, but it is a limited belief to believe you have to be indifferent. That's what I'm trying to say. And I don't want you to feel scared to allow yourself to believe you are who you want to be right now. So like I said, my way around that was just deciding that it doesn't matter what I see. It doesn't matter what I'm experiencing with my senses. If it's in front of me in reality, and I know who I am and who I've been choosing to be, then it must be happening to my benefit. Has to be. Or it wouldn't be there. Do you see what I mean? That's so true. I can think of a butterfly and see them tomorrow. My SP, well, exactly. So, like I said, that's why that kind of thinking used to trigger the shit out of me, because I knew just how much I wanted my SP manifestation. I knew it was going to take forever in my mind at the time. It was going to be forever before I could become indifferent. So my way of getting around that was getting myself just in the place of, okay, I'm not going to lose my shit every time something doesn't look the way I want it. In reality, I'm going to stop giving it the meaning that life is going in the wrong direction, or life is going backwards, or this isn't working. Now, that doesn't mean I never had a shitty day, or I never ever spiraled ever again, because that's a bull-faced lie. I just got into that habit of And I know this is such an overused phrase, but everything always works out for me. No matter what, in the end, everything always works out for me. I just got so used to saying that to myself that my mind says it for me like quite quickly if I'm bothered by something. But and like I said, like so for my SP, when that fully manifested, all the moments that I could look backwards and see that were my most uncomfortable, ones that I was, I would say at the point where I was afraid I was going to have to give up on what I wanted, all of those moments made sense to me once it was here. That's why I said that. Your reality might not make sense to you right now. It might not. The experiences you have had from whenever you started manifesting, whatever it is you're manifesting, from then till now, you might not be able to connect the dots. It might not look like a linear straight line. It doesn't have to. That's the beauty of this. Nothing has to make sense to you, but when it's here, it will. Or at least that's what happens for me. They all make sense. So that's why you don't have to lose your shit when you're in an uncomfortable place. You don't have to be afraid when it looks like it's the opposite. Because somehow, some way, if you know you're choosing to be the self you want to be, then whatever that uncomfortable experience is will become a part of you having it, of you getting it. You just might not be able to make logical sense of it right now. But when you think about it, everything on this planet that already is like here and we think we see it, none of that came from logic. There is nothing, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? No discovery, no great new idea came from logic. None of it did. Everything you know, everything you will know, everything you experience, everything you will experience, or what you believe you have experienced, all are from consciousness. I was going to say variant space again, but alternative space, the infinite, the absolute. Everything's from there. So again, you might not be able to connect the dots, but you will be able to when it's here. What's up, Dee? How are you? There's nothing that you can do that can't be done. I like that. Hey, what can I do when I regret something in the past? Stop regretting. Sorry, I wanted to be sarcastic. But stop regretting it. Change it if you want to. But you're really always changing. You're always changing the past. Always. Because you're not on one linear straight lifeline like we've been conditioned to think we are. We're always in the eternal now. Another way of talking about the eternal now is in the vertical. Do you remember the movie Interstellar? And I'm about to do a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear it, you might want to leave the live. In the movie Interstellar, when Matthew McConaughey's character was in what we know was the infinite, and he was looking through all the what looked like little TV screens or little TV frames of his daughter's bedroom. And he was searching for the one picture or the one frame, that one moment where he could give his daughter the clue to help rescue him from outer space and where he was in that other dimension. Do you remember this? I hope you're remembering this. Think of it as where his character was is where you actually are. You might not be in no astronaut outfit like he was, but that's where you are. That's where consciousness is. That is you. And all you're doing from moment to moment to moment to moment is picking a frame over and over. In the third dimension where we are, we experience, I should reword. We think we experience space and time here in 3D reality. We think we do. But in this third dimension, we think we have that experience, and it makes us feel like we are in separation, but we're not. We're always in that vertical, choosing. And the experience of collapsing space is what makes us feel like we're experiencing linear time from moment to moment to moment. And that's what our physical bodies feel like they're living. So we think, okay, I started this live stream about a half an hour ago. It's been 30 straight linear time moments that we've been sitting here together. But really, we've been sitting in that vertical, going from frame to frame to frame to frame to frame to frame to frame. That's what we're doing to consciously manifest. Which is why when we don't like something we're experiencing in this third dimension, we don't have to be afraid. We just got to choose again, and choose again, and choose again, and choose again. And I don't mean you got to choose on repetition or you're never going to get it. No. You're choosing all the time. We're doing it all the time. It's a new moment, new moment, new moment, moment. Does it make sense? Or am I making it more fucking confusing? It's a great movie, but it gives me anxiety. Why? Oh my God, it's one of my most favorite movies. It makes me happy. I love it. I think it's such a good example of what alternative space is, or what the absolute is. We're all one. There's no separation between any of us, including SPs. Agreed. I'm scared of space. The waves. Well, the waves part I didn't like either, but that was on a specific planet, right? They were on a planet, or so they thought they were, on that planet. But space, I don't know that space really is like we've been conditioned. I'm not going to, all right, let me just lay it out clear to you guys. The version of Kimberly who I was before I found manifestation, remember, I found law of attraction first when I was in my 30s. In my 30s. Oh my God, it's so hard to say that. I'm 51. I'll be 52 in May. The version of Kimberly who found manifestation, she was a very big conspiracy theorist. So I still love conspiracy theories. The only difference now is if you really zoom out and take a look, most of the things that get chucked up as just a conspiracy theory are things that are coming true today. See what I mean? Even though I'm very aware, this is just a reflection of my consciousness, right? But it's still fun to me. So I don't know that I agree that space is what we have all been taught, like in our elementary school and stuff. I don't know that I think of space the same way anymore. I don't think most of the things are as scary as we have been led to believe. SP just texted me, I need you to see this, Kim. Is this page as in my girl page from my channel memberships on YouTube? Is that page? Okay. Oh my God, of course he did. I am not surprised he's texting you. Paige, when did you join this live? Were you here at the very beginning when I was sharing funny pictures of me in the 90s? Oh my God. I won't torture everybody that was here in the beginning. But you got to see this one. You would need to see my hair in this one, okay? I don't know what I was doing, but I thought I was pretty fucking sexy in this picture. I just want you to know that. I thought I was hot fucking to trot, just so you know, okay? And I have other ones, but I'll save them for the channel membership. Let me check if the date is, okay, this was October 18th, 1997. So I was 23. 23. Oh my God. I love the jacket. I'm not going to lie to you. I still love that jacket and I still have it. I'm one of those people. I still have that jacket and I still got them platforms. Okay. I got it all. That was my heyday. That was my heyday. So I'm very nostalgic and I still have them. Diva alert. Oh my God, I know. Oh, thank you. Paige, don't let me forget to show you more of these. You got to see this one. I had like the worst attitude in this picture. I was like, why am I here? I don't even want to be here. I was so annoyed and they captured it. I don't know who took this picture, but somebody gave it to me. I was not happy. Anyway, I'm sorry. Oh, I was all about my chokers. Okay. I was. What the hell? I see it's filtering some of your comments. What the fuck? Hold on. How do I... Hold on. Okay. Says I don't have any filter, but I know it's filtering one of your comments. I don't know how to fix it. Yes, Poop, her head is right here. So you might have seen her tail. Yes. She's chilling. Ronnie, yes. And yes. But I do, like, we can talk, Ronnie, we can talk. But yes, I do. The regular coaching waitlist it's getting better. But it's long, but it's getting better. It's not as bad as it used to be. So if you know you emailed me and you're concerned that I haven't seen it, email me again and let me know in the subject area that it's Ronnie from TikTok. Okay? But you listen, Ronnie, all right, I'm not trying to say that you're not special, but there's a special person that I used to talk to regularly. And I'm just wondering if that's you. And if it's not you, don't be offended by that. There's just someone I talk to all the time. It doesn't mean you're not special, Ronnie. And her name, I don't want to say in case does your name yeah, okay. I didn't want to like give your name out in case you didn't want me to. Yes, okay, Rania, you're on my list. You're on my reschedule list. So you don't even need to send me anything. You're on my to be rescheduled anyway. I was just thinking about you. I totally manifested you showing up tonight, I'm just saying. Absolutely. Absolutely. I could never forget about you, my friend. You wanted to sign up for one of your manifestation programs. Well, I encourage you to do it, obviously. Obviously, I'm not gonna discourage you. But you should. Or one of the channel memberships, especially on the YouTubes. We have so much fun on the channel memberships. And there's 3 to choose from. I don't like to be salesy. I think being the salesy, oh, buy this, sign up for this, do this. Oh, it's a fucking turn off. It would turn me off. So I don't like to do it. Yes, I do. And for that, you have to email me, which the email it's posted. You have to go back to my channel page. Thanks, Bad Kitty. Shasta. Yep, all the groups are amazing. We have such a good time. And if you are in the Advanced Manifestors group, we even do private Zooms where it's off the cuff. We can talk about anything. They're not recorded, so they can stay private. You can talk about whatever you want. On Instagram, I don't really check I don't do the DM stuff on Instagram. So if you sent me stuff there, I probably didn't see it. Can you please explain how we are source? I'm struggling to understand. Sure. I'm trying to think. It's an easy way. Okay. So when you hear that word source, what do you think of? Universe? God? Higher power, source energy, moonbeams? Whatever you believe that is. Whether you believe you are it yet, we'll come to that. But whatever you define source as, okay? God, universe, to me, same thing. Think of that, so God, universe, as the ocean. I've used this analogy before, but like the ocean. And think of a water droplet. You and I are the individual water droplets. But if you were to put us under a microscope, we would contain all of the same things that is of the ocean, right? If somebody got a big enough microscope to put the ocean underneath it, it would be made up of the same exact stuff. So we might be just a little water droplet, but who we are, our consciousness is the same as the ocean. So you might not feel comfortable believing that your consciousness is God. So then don't approach it that way. Look at it as God is within you. God has given a part of his self or herself in you. Right? Your breath. If you believe soul, that is made of the same stuff. Think of it like that. So your consciousness is actually limitless, unlimited, unconditioned. And when you came to this planet, you came unconditioned. And from the moment you took your first breath, the layers of ignorance began being placed upon you. And when you hear me say the layers of ignorance, I don't mean ignorance in a nasty way, a negative connotation. I'm just saying, but they're ignorance. Because your true self is unconditioned, no layers, total freedom. Really the word limitless, flawless. So as a child, you kind of soak up everything you hear and experience. And all those things that you're soaking up are the layers of ignorance, the varying beliefs, how you or what you believe about love, what you believe about money, what you believe about yourself, your appearance, all the things. Those are the layers. And you come to wake up, your big awakening. And maybe you had the experience of questioning spirituality. Maybe you grew up under a specific, religion or other modality, and you grew to question it. So for example, I was raised under Catholicism. We weren't strict Catholics. We didn't go to church every single Sunday, not that kind of a thing. But we practiced, kind of half-assed, Catholicism. And, as a teenager, I started questioning that. A lot of things I was learning through Catholicism did not make sense to me, made me question things. I did not like the God that Catholicism put in front of me. And that led me on a journey of trying to figure out, why am I here? What is the point of being here? Like, what are we humans doing here? All that kind of stuff. And eventually I went through the journey of all the different, I dabbled everywhere, but eventually came to the understanding that I am source. And when I say came to the understanding, I don't mean theoretically. It's my own experience. You will have your own if you haven't already, but it's an internal knowing. You stop questioning. But again, if you haven't had any experience, that doesn't mean, number one, that you won't, or maybe that knowing will just come on its own. So don't question, don't panic that. Don't think that you're not manifesting without some elaborate experience, like the Kundalini awakening. Don't worry about that part. So you are that source. And who you walk around believing you are is then what you experience in reality. So I'll just use like a simple example. If you think love is hard, if you think relationships are constant push and pull, where one person always has more power in the relationship, you can be cheated on, you can be dumped. If you expect your partner to fail you, if that's what your idea of love is, and even if you have the idea that love can be like the fantasy love that we see in movies, but that's for everybody else, it just doesn't happen for you, well then, I'm sure you wouldn't be shocked that a lot of your relationships turned out that way. All of those examples was me, just so you know. That's what I believed. That kind of love could exist, but just not for me. Blah, 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 blah. So I had 40 years of shit relationships. I mean, maybe one or two in there weren't terrible, but we fell out of love or something where it didn't last. Because I'm not trying to say every person I ever dated was a bad person. I'm not saying that. God forbid one of them's watching this live. Okay? They didn't all suck. But obviously they ended. So, and you start to take a look at yourself and what you actually believe about things and who you really walk around believing yourself to be. And when you're dissatisfied with something in life and you want to experience a change, whether that means in love, in money, health, appearance, your career, any of that stuff, you make a decision, you figure out who the hell you want to be, and you start utilizing your conscious mind, and you start deciding, I'm going to just say, telling yourself that you are who you want to be now. And from there, you stop judging reality. You stop assuming that nothing's changing. Now, obviously, I'm like summarizing this, making it as simple as I can, because it really isn't difficult. But of course, we have all sorts of questions that makes it feel like it can be difficult. Hold on. God, that's annoying. I have to verify that I'm real. It's so weird. So, I hope that helped. I'm very aware of basically all the childhood beliefs I had, which I think is good. And hopefully that means now you're done searching. That you're not sitting and filtering through all, oh my God, what do I still believe about this? What do I believe about that? Did I get rid of that belief? Did I fix that? I hope you're not there. I hope now you've freed yourself to the point of, no, now I'm just going to know who I am. I'm just going to know. I'm just going to decide. From this point on, this is who I am. The version of you that has whatever it is you're manifesting. No more searching. Because we don't want to find anymore. Because if we keep searching, what are we asking for? More things to find. Which is really what? Just a different version of yourself. So of course you're going to find. See what I mean? Kim, I am 6 months pregnant, and every time I watch you, she kicks loads. Are you saying your baby kicks when you watch me? Oh my God. Then your child and I are already besties. This just warms my heart. Yes. Well, I shouldn't say, I'm not sure if it's hail, but we're having a storm, yes. Any advice? My SP went no contact 3 months ago. I'm trying to manifest contact, immediate contact. Okay. There is the little smart ass side of me that wants to say, okay, well, you could manifest your immediate contact and it can just be your SP saying, fuck you, asshole. Don't ever talk to me again. You got your immediate contact. Is that really what you want? No. I'm only teasing you a little bit. But are you looking really for the immediate contact? Or are you looking for a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with your SP? Which would you prefer? And I'm not saying that can't be, then experienced as immediate contact. I'm not saying that. I'm saying zoom out and look a little bigger. Because if you notice, I don't make a lot of videos on how to manifest a text, how to manifest a call, how to get them to immediately contact you. I don't make those videos because I look at them as that's a fucking waste of your time. And more than likely, if we want to manifest that, we're not looking at the bigger picture. You are fucking source. You are source. You want a little friggin' text? Or do you want love? So you can have some mushy gushy time with your person. Right off into the sunset. You want that, right? I'm teasing you. But I'm probably right. So who are you? Are you the version of yourself who's desperately waiting to get some contact for the piece of shit version of your specific person who went no contact? Or are you the version of you who's in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with the most loving, attentive, respectful version of your person? Who's openly, willingly choosing you, wanting to be with you. Put your focus there. You'll get your fucking contact. You will. That's my immediate advice. I just don't want it to take years. Then don't decide it will take years. You collapse space. So your decision in who you are is what, giving you the experience of time. So shorten the gap of time. Well, how do I do that? By allowing the version of yourself to be the most natural. So in other words, so that it's normal and natural for you to believe you are that version of yourself. Now, what I just said to you was the advice of Neville Goddard on how to shorten the time of a manifestation. Okay, so that was Neville's perspective. I will tell you that my experience in manifestation, okay, remember, I'm one of the old ladies in the group, okay? So I got a little experience under my belt. When we want something to manifest faster, we stop looking at reality as if nothing's happening, nothing's changing. And we instead put the focus on who we are. Your source. Your unconditioned consciousness. From there, you're putting on a new jacket, which is your identity, the version of yourself, state of consciousness. You're putting on a jacket every day. Put the jacket on. Put that, where's my peanut smart ass? Get your pretty purple jacket. Just don't put my hairdo on top of it. And let that pretty jacket, it's my favorite jacket. Okay, I can't fit into it anymore, but when I could. I drank caffeine before I did this live stream. That was probably a mistake. Put the purple jacket on. That means that you are the you that has what you want. That is how you're shortening time. That's your effect on time, from my experience. Just saying. What? Wait a minute. Wait. Ziomara. Are you telling me? Wait, it says Kim texted me. And I'm pretty sure you meant to say he texted you, as in your person, right? He apologized. He said he wants to do anything with me, cook for me, dinner, movie, anything. Is that what I'm reading? Oh my God. Oh my God. I told you so. I'm taking all that credit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Oh. But I did tell you so. I told you so. Look at the success stories. Oh my God. HBICs are on a roll. SP manifestation for the HBICs, if you're new here. If you follow me, you're an HBIC. We are the head bitches in charge of our reality. If you don't like the word bitch, insert the B word you do. The SP successes that have been happening in the HBIC world is off the chain lately. Off the chain. Oh my God, Xiomara. Look at that. Oh my God. Yes, and Xiomara, I know it's Paige saying it, Mrs. I don't show up to Tuesdays, but say I'm gonna. You better show up tomorrow. Only share what you're comfortable with sharing, though. But you just gotta at least say you've had contact. Oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy. And I have a knowing that this is for good. I will spill the tea. Do you? Do you have a knowing that this is for good? Damn right you do. Because it is. You have not been making your decision to be the version of yourself in that fucking loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with your person to get it in and not be happy. This is for good. I'm so excited. Oh my God. I am so glad I went live tonight. That's all I'm going to say. This is just wonderful. Oh, why are all these getting blocked? Hold on. I don't know why some of you, your comments aren't coming through, so I got to literally approve them. Okay. Paige, you ruined it, and now I'm not coming Tuesday, all because of your sass, Kim. Well, then you wouldn't have come to any of them, girl, because I've been giving you sass since day one. Got it? And let me just tell you, you're just like me. You give that sass too, okay? It's why we like each other. You can handle it. You'll be there. Oh my God. This is just wonderful. I wasn't going to say anything until tomorrow. I am still in the unfolding. He can't wait to see me. I am so glad you shared it here, okay? I'm so glad. But yes, please come and share it tomorrow night. And how could you have contained yourself? I wouldn't have been able to. I would have had to tell everybody. This is wonderful. Think about the moments that it felt like nothing was happening. Nothing was changing. You felt like it was quiet time. Think about it. Think about every time that maybe you spiraled about it, right? And we shouldn't have such a negative feeling about the word spiral because it's not that. It's emotional. But think about every time that you thought, I don't know how much longer I can do this. Or how much longer is it going to take? When is something going to happen? And here you fucking are. Here you are. Experiencing it. And I still persisted, even though I saw nothing in the 3D. I had so many doubts. I cried. I worried. So in other words, to anybody else listening, she cried, she worried, she doubted, and it didn't stop her from getting her movement. She's experiencing her manifestation right now. We're experiencing it. I say we. We're all experiencing it with you. But you see what I mean? She wasn't punished for crying. She wasn't punished for having doubtful thoughts. It still came in. And that's what she's living right now, is it coming in, getting clearer and clearer and clearer. That's so damn exciting. I'm so happy for you, Ziamara. My God. This is just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And he wants to cook for me. I have never had a man even say that. It's because you fucking deserve that, girl. Deserve it. Well done. What a perfect example, though. Perfect example that you can experience having nothing, no encouragement in the 3D, right? No encouragement, nothing saying, you know, he's there, he still cares. It was quiet. And boom, he comes in, apologizing. She wasn't even manifesting an apology. That's another good, in my opinion, that's another good example of, for some of you out there with your SPs, that you want an apology. I'm telling you, if you could just focus on who you want to be and the version of yourself that you want to be, and allow yourself to know yourself as someone in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, or at minimum, knowing yourself as source, those apologies will come naturally. You don't have to sit there and keep focusing on, I hope he or she says they're sorry. They have to take accountability, or else we can't be together. Instead of focusing on all that kind of bullshit, focus on what you want. Meaning in that fulfilling relationship. It'll come naturally. I'm so happy. This is such good news. I'm proud of myself, and I know I have nothing to worry about, and everything's working out for me. Damn right, Ziamara. Damn right. Thank you for the roses. I'm sorry, I know other people sent roses, and I was blabbing away, and I didn't see them, so thank you to everybody that's given me anything tonight. I have a feeling I'm going to see him very soon, and I'm not trying to overanalyze anything. Good. Don't even start that. We are not here to be micromanagers. We are not trying to get auditing jobs. We don't need to be our mind auditor, right? We're not here to audit and micromanage. We're here to know who we are, to make a fucking decision. This is who I am. And anytime you're doubting, I want you to think of like a very basic analogy. How many times have you, let's say you've been out shopping, and let's say you got to the store and you had a plan of what you were going to buy, but you went to the store and you changed your fucking mind and you picked something else. You just changed your fucking mind. Did we go home? Did we overanalyze it and worry about it and worry we made the wrong decision? Even if we got home and realized, I kind of did need those other items that I didn't buy. Do we got to make ourselves feel bad about it? Or we just go and get it? Put an order in. So we are making decisions all day long in our life, all day long. Why is it when they're decisions connected to manifestations, and by the way, everything is connected to a manifestation, just saying, but when we think it's about our special manifestation, do we start the fucking analyzing and overthinking and worrying about that we're screwing things up? I know that there are people out there who tell you you've got to do this and you got to do that and you got to take action and you got to fart sideways and you got to take a shit every Tuesday at 6:00 to manifest. None of it is true. That is their personal beliefs. I'm sorry, I know I'm being a little sassy and sarcastic, but the only thing you need to concern yourself is knowing your consciousness is unconditioned Christ consciousness. From there, who are you? That's it. Think about any moment in your life where you're like, I can't stand this bitch. I can't stand this bitch. And then an experience happens and suddenly you're friends with that bitch. You get along with her and you can't understand why you never liked her. Think about it. Those were flippant decisions you made. And we didn't have to overanalyze. Why did I do this? Why did I do that? You just made the decision. That's manifesting. You just make the decision. And stop making yourself feel bad because you think you're asking for too much. It feels like it's too much either because you have a shit belief around the thing you're manifesting, Or somebody has conditioned you to believe that you're not meant for whatever that experience is. Example, wanting to be a millionaire, and maybe no one you know other than a celebrity is a millionaire. So you hear that word and you think it's a million miles away. There's no way you could ever do it. You know, you'd have to work such and such amount of years before you ever made $1 million. That's your old conditioned limiting thinking. It's not for you to figure it out. The only thing for you is to just decide you are that or will be that. Whatever feels least resistive. You will be that. And life will rearrange itself. You will collapse space. And it will come. You're not going to figure out how it's going to come, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to make yourself feel bad. See what I'm saying? All right. On this note, your girl's got to go. I got to go. Thank you very much for being here with me. What a wonderful way to end this live stream on Xiomara's friggin' amazing, wonderful manifestation movement. I'm so happy for you. You fucking deserve this. You deserve this. All right. On that note, again, thank you for being here with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you all. And I shall see you all again live very soon. Okay? Have a lovely rest of your